Well, good morning, everybody. Mike from Cruise Vet Adventures here, and this is the Cruise News Today, where I read the news so you don't have to. And it's Friday. We made it to the weekend. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm in a great mood. Decided to go ahead and jump on here early because hey, I've got a cruise coming up on Monday, and I got to start packing. Man, I got things to do, y'all. So we'll go ahead and check the chat real fast. And hey, we got cruising is fun anytime in the house. Well, good morning. Good morning to you. Hope everything's going good. And I know you guys got a cruise coming up from what I've been hearing. So I'll be looking forward to seeing those vlogs when they come out. And hey, we got Embarkation Nation in the house. So welcome in. Good morning to you. And you know what? If you guys haven't checked out Embarkation Nation, and cruising is fun anytime. But just so you know, on Thursdays, they have the Thirsty Thursday program where they do trivia, which is also co-hosted by Controversial Cruising. And that's another great creator out there. And it's a lot of fun to do the trivia. It's a good time, and you guys should check that out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get to the news. And the first news story we got here is in regards to Celebrity Cruise Line. And the Celebrity Beyond was asked to assist the Italian Coast Guard in a rescue at sea operation where they rescued over 200 refugees. And so basically, it was the Coast Guard that was doing the rescuing, but they needed they needed a cruise ship basically to block the wind so they could be more efficient with the rescue. So they reached out to the Celebrity Beyond, which just happened to be in the area, and they went over, positioned themselves to block the wind and the waves so the rescue boats could get in there and do what they had to do. And for those of you that don't know or may not be aware, I mean, when you're out on a little smaller vessel like that with the Coast Guard, and that the waves and the wind can really wreak havoc on trying to do a rescue. So that was really awesome that the Celebrity Beyond was able to do that. So that's the first story of the day. I thought it was pretty interesting. I know when I was in the Navy, we always had to assist with operations like that from time to time, and so I know how that can be. And so what do you guys think about that? And I will jump over to the chat here real fast. And Embarkation Nation says, thank you. So happy you have been our 2-time champ. Well, that streak got broken last night for sure. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. The Alaska trivia was really interesting. And the other one... the other one's a little bit easier, but you had to be quick, and that's the thing. You had to be quick, and if you missed one or two, you were pretty much out of it. But hey, I'll definitely try to make some more of those. And we got Warm Strong Adventures in the house. Welcome in. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope your weekend is awesome. And with that, let us jump into our next story, which has to do with Carnival Cruise Line. And so, obviously in the news here lately, we had the hurricane roll through, Hurricane Idalia, I believe is the name of it, and really kind of wreaked havoc in the Florida area and that side of the globe. And a lot of cruise lines had to make some adjustments. Cruise ports got closed. Things got rerouted. And so this story basically is about the Carnival Paradise. And it says a Carnival ship to operate cruise to nowhere after storm. And so basically, uh, what's happening with this is because I guess the Carnival Paradise sails out of Tampa, and so they had a 5 night cruise to the Bahamas that ended, and but then the following cruise after that was going to be a 4 night Western Caribbean cruise going to Cozumel, but because of the scheduling and because of the hurricane, they had to cut that down to a 3 night cruise, meaning they had to cancel Cozumel. And so because of that, this is gonna be nothing but sea days, which it can still be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do on the ship, a lot of venues, and so they offered compensation for the guests. So the first part of the compensation, they refunded the full day of cruise fare back to the guests. Then, if you purchased Wi-Fi or a drink package, something like that, they prorated it and refunded the difference back to them. And then also, of course, if you had excursions purchased through Carnival in Cozumel, that got refunded. And then also on top of those things, they were given a 50% future cruise credit to be used on a future Carnival cruise of their choice. And they were also given a $200 onboard credit per stateroom. And so, and then also, if they were allowing some folks to cancel if they wanted to do that. But I don't know. I thought that was pretty good of Carnival to, make the adjustment, refund the purchases, the cruise fare, and all that, and then also giving them a future cruise credit and some onboard credit. I think that was a really good gesture on their part. They didn't have to go that far with it, but they went the extra mile, and that just goes to illustrate, when you book a cruise, you just never know what's going to happen to impact that, because a lot of people, they're booking cruises year, maybe 2 years in advance, so you never know. So I think that was a really good thing that they did, and so let me know what you guys think. And cruising is fun. Anytime's weighing in on this. She says, I love the perks they gave. Well, I think I do too. I think that's a good, because sometimes, a lot of people, they go on cruises simply for the cruise ship, but then some people, they want to get those ports in. So I think this was a good solution. And so with that, I will jump into my next story, which is very similar to that story. And it's along the same lines. And this has to do with Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas. So they had pretty much the identical situation happen with the Carnival Paradise. So this is the Serenade of the Seas. And so they had the same thing. They had to cut down a day of the cruise, which means they had to cancel their port visit to Cozumel, and so therefore it's another cruise to nowhere. And so they're also home ported in Tampa, and so with the compensation, they get a 1-day refund of their cruise fare, and that's going to be returned as onboard credit. And then also they did the same thing with the prorated, packages, beverage, internet access, all that stuff. So all that stuff was prorated, and it was all refunded back to their Sail and Sign account or their CPAS account. And the same thing with the excursions, that was refunded. And so all that's put on their onboard account, and they can use it for whatever they want to use it on. And anything not used will be refunded to their original form of payment. And on top of that, they decided to give them full loyalty points. So instead of the future cruise credit, they made sure so that it was supposed to be a four night sailing, which was cut down to 3, so they get that extra point for their loyalty status. And on top of that, they were given onboard $50 onboard credit per person, and they were also given the option of canceling their cruise without any kind of penalty. So pretty much the same line, going along the similar lines as what Carnival did. And so I think that's also a good gesture. They didn't get the future cruise credit, but they did give them their loyalty status and maybe a little bit less on the onboard credit. But still, again, they didn't have to go that far with it, but they did, and I have to give them the credit for that. And so, and like I was saying, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what kind of storms. When you book these way out in advance, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. Of course, anytime you're talking about that part of the world, storms could be a factor. So let me know what you guys think of that. And jumping over to the chat, I see we have Danny D, the spectacular supporter. And good morning to you. Welcome in. Glad to see you in the house. And that is the final cruise news story I had for the day. But since we're on the topic of itinerary changes and things happening to impact your travels, I thought I would share this little thing that happened to me, which is definitely going to impact my travels. And we'll see if I can find it here, if I can share it. And right here, I got this email yesterday from Royal Caribbean, and it says, about your upcoming travels, dear guests, we can't wait to welcome you aboard Navigator of the Seas. We've been advised the Conquer the Bridge race is scheduled to occur from 7 to 10:30 a.m. in Los Angeles on Monday, which may cause some disruptions and roadblocks throughout your route to the terminal. And then it basically gives you all how it's going to affect the route getting to the cruise terminal and all of that. It doesn't impact the itinerary or the sail time or anything, but it was of particular interest to me because I had originally planned to stay at the Queen Mary, which is on the other side of the bridge from where Royal sails out of, meaning I would have been impacted. I wouldn't have been able to make it to the cruise terminal because I got a 10:30 boarding time. So, and I'm glad they sent that out yesterday. I caught it, and so I was able to reschedule some things. So what that means for me is basically that I won't be staying at the Queen Mary, and so I had to cancel that booking, and so now I'm going to be staying on the other side of the bridge within walking distance to the terminal, and which is a little disappointing because I was looking forward to staying at the Queen Mary and experiencing all that, doing some vlogs there, and but that's why you always have to pay attention and check your emails. As you get closer, I mean, you should be checking it all the time anyway, but especially in the weeks leading up to your cruise, definitely pay attention to your emails because the cruise lines will send out emails like this, letting you know any kind of changes. And even though this one doesn't impact the cruise, it does impact people getting to the cruise. And so I'm just glad they sent it out early enough, and I was able to cancel my booking without any penalty. So that was awesome. And I immediately jumped on and found a different hotel. And I think it's going to work out better. I mean, I'm saving money doing it this way because the other way it would have cost me like an extra $100. This way, I'm saving $100. And the morning of the cruise, I can actually walk from the hotel to the terminal, which I like that idea. I don't have to worry about getting a taxi or an Uber or anything. So just thought I'd share that with you guys, just to let you know, because you never know the kind of stuff that's gonna affect your traveling. And but other than that, like I say, I will be flying out on Sunday from Houston to LA, and I'll be spending the night before the cruise, and of course Monday, which I believe is Labor Day, also. I'll be getting on the Navigator of the Seas, and we'll be heading out to Catalina and Ensenada, and I've got everything. I've got my drink package. I've got my specialty dining booked. I've got everything good to go. So now I just have to print out my luggage tags and all that good stuff. I still print out a paper copy of my boarding pass just in case, because you never know. For whatever reason, my phone may crash on me, or I may not be able to connect and get that information. But I always have my paper backups just in case. Sometimes it makes things go faster if you've got the paper copy in hand. It kind of expedites you through the process of checking on. And so yeah, so that's what I've got going on this weekend. I'll be packing, making last minute purchases, printing out my travel documents, and getting ready to go. And of course, I will definitely be vlogging all of that and getting those vlogs out when I get back. And I'll probably do a live stream where I give a full review of the Navigator of the Seas, the good, the bad, the ugly, what was embarkation like, what was the stateroom like, what was the food like, and all that good stuff, how the port visits were. And I'll give you the honest rundown. If something went wrong, I'll definitely let you know. I won't sugarcoat it. And then I may try to do a live from the ship if the internet is good. I'll see if I can do a live from there. But it's basically the way it goes. And I see we got Irene vlog in the house. Good morning, welcome to you. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and whatever you're doing. But with that, I will go ahead and wrap things up here. And just a reminder, I do have a Facebook page and a Instagram. They're both Cruise Bed Adventures. Also, if you like this kind of content and you think about it, please consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, think about, consider subscribing. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the channel out. It's always greatly appreciated. And also, one more thing. Whenever I get back, keep an eye out, because I'm going to plan on doing a 1,000 subscriber celebration, and where I'll be giving out prizes. We'll be doing some raffles, things like that. I'm going to try to do it on a weekend where it gives everybody a chance to tune in and win something. But that's all I got for today, folks. Hope all you guys have a great weekend, and I appreciate you guys popping in, and I will see you guys on the next show. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.